Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME. Welcome back to another episode of the 25th Ward, the Silver Case. Sorry, I was just stumbling because my brain is just like starting to come back to life a little bit here. Yeah, in the last episode we basically finished up the fifth episode of the placebo branch. So we're done with placebo for that part of that deal. Now we're coming back to this branch, which is basically the matchmaker branch. So the matchmaker is with Tsuki and Osato. So we basically see the results of what happened to Osato, and technically we're still following Tsuki-san with wherever he's headed to, which is basically to follow what the chief told him to do, which is go to the museum. And then we found this guy, which is hiding inside the secret room inside the museum, which is really random. So we're going to be confronting this guy and asking him the questions because he had some weird stuff, or he has answers to questions we have been wondering about for whatever reasons Tsuki-san chooses to do. But alright, anyways, let's continue. What do you do to Osato? Osato? That younger guy? Don't play dumb with me. You know who the hell I mean. That incident at Jugoya. That was definitely a trap. But the target wasn't Biru. It was Osato himself. Well, trying to make excuses and avoiding responsibility at this point would just be shameless, wouldn't it? You're right. But the target wasn't just Osato. There were multiple targets. I'm guessing Ishiki was one of the targets as well. Ishiki was one of them, probably. The guy that Osato shot. And probably the one scene that we saw earlier in the last episode where we found out somebody from the Okiai's syndicate was burnt alive, I think, and held in preservatives, I think, like that. Something like that. Multiple. Yes. For example, Ishiki had to be dealt with, too. You asshole. Ishiki was like the unifying force behind the old Okiai syndicate. But he was no longer of any use. Shigino had fully taken over. And there were all sorts of new faces. So, I thought I'd have him step down. But this was something that Ishiki himself wanted too. What do you mean? He was extremely troubled deep down, inside by an incident from his past. And he was searching for a way to atone for that incident. The measures I took were taken with his best interests in mind. So, do you understand my side of things? Hell no. That's unfortunate. Next. Where exactly did you assholes sniff out Osato from? Oh, yes. From something close to you yet far away. Does this answer your question? Close yet far. Well, you'll understand soon enough. So, you're saying you were planning on doing with Osato? That will also be answered shortly. Talking to you is just frickin' pointless. Answer my damn questions! You screwed around with the Engawa guy. You refurbished the whole goddamn hotel and set a bunch of bullcrap traps and sent Sasatani in to stir up the goddamn Biru. I'm sick of it all. This tedious bullcrap. What the hell exactly are you assholes trying to do? Are you just trying to screw with me? Well, what the hell is it? Also, that phone call we got at the high-rise apartment. That was just more of your bullcrap too, right? Going so far as to use Sakura's voice and Flash Kamui reference and stuff. Tsuki-san. What? What? If you've got broken pieces, you just need to imagine the rest. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Whatever. I'm taking you into the RA brew. We'll have you answer our questions properly there. Oh, really? In that case, there's something I'd like to say first. What? This world is full of falsehoods and truths. This 25th ward is a perfect example. The lives of the general public are the falsehood, and the lives of people like you are the truths. The falsehoods support the truths, and without the falsehoods, the truths would cease to exist. We are just running around in the cracks between those two things. But that is coming to an end. The distorted relationship between truth and falsehood. And the days of saturation is near. The hell does that mean? Oh yes, you were asking me what it was we were trying to do, weren't you? Actually, I'm simply acting in accordance with Shigeno's desires. Shigeno's desires? Yes. That desire to pull the trigger on the 25th ward. The climax is almost at hand. Time for us minor players to clear the stage. No way you're running off. Oh no, I won't run. I'm just going to have a glass of wine. I think he poisoned himself, I bet. I bet he's gonna poison himself and kill himself right there and then without having to be dragged in to answer any more questions. Huh. Damn, I let my guard down. You're quite observant. That was delicious. The very last glass of my life. Poison. When did you stick that in there? As soon as I knew it was you who came. Crap. My role is finished. Now I just move on toward 0. You frickin' died. You frickin' bastard! My line to Shigeno has been cut. What do I do? How can I connect this line? How can I reconnect this line? Sorry, some of the wordings in the last part of those sentences felt like they could have been better, I guess. So I had to reread it in a way that I felt was right for what they were going to say. It was hard to know when the guy actually ended with his death, and that's why I wanted to read it where he kind of has his dying breath, but I don't know when it was getting close to the end of the dying breath part, so it was a little bit tricky to kind of maneuver with them doing that. So, Haejima's dead. Haejima's dead. Okay, alright then, we'll have to check that out. Come back. Your leave is over. Also, never mind. I'll talk to you when I see you. Bye. Oh, he's on the phone, I'm guessing? Report from Tsuki. Apparently Haejima's dead. I'm guessing I'm gonna read him like how I would read Nango a little bit, but it's gonna probably be like, I don't know, I feel I still need to play around with Kiryu, but I don't have much of a chance left to read off Kiryu's side of things properly anymore, so it's hard for me to remember because I didn't actually take the chance to look into what I said before, or how I recorded his audio before, but it's like I can't remember anymore. It's sad, but it's gonna had to be the thing, sadly. I'm sorry for anybody who's disappointed. Oh, I see. How did he die? Seems like he drank poisoned wine. I see. He was pretty dramatic, wasn't he? Ichigaya? What's up with Shigino and Co? Well, it appears that they're still doing their thing. I told the lab to ease up on Osato's observation. The rest is up to our targets. It should be fine. It's not that hard of a job. What's the story with the general's schedule? There have been a few unexpected twists, like the incident with the Mijo, etc. But we should be able to keep everything on track. What about the experiment data? We've been collecting data as expected. No problem with the tape recordings either. We've got a constant feed to the computer room going. Sounds good. We are somewhat uneasy about Tokyo Morishima's movements though. We'll follow up on him along with the HC unit. Okay. Chief? What is it? What do you plan to do about Tsuki-san? You know how it works. We simply make sure he fills his roles. Do you really mean that? What are you trying to say? At first glance, you appear to be working in accordance with our policies, but I also get the impression that you're hiding something deep down inside too. You're not going to betray us, are you? Observers are quick to doubt others. My job is to observe and manage you, and there are other observers who are also sharing my doubts. Wonderful. So exactly how many people do I have observing me then? I can't answer that. Using the man behind the curtain in the 25th Ward to uphold order, weeding out the problematic elements in order to keep the cycle of everyday life going. I feel like I'm doing just fine at my surface job of Chief of the Regional Adjustment Bureau. And as of my behind-the-scenes work, if there were problems with the progression of the experiment, then I would understand your doubts. But you said yourself just now that there are no problems. You're placing even more importance on the progression of the experiment from here on out than we had up till now. Therefore, no matter how small, we want to systematically erase any sort of doubt or suspicious element we may come across. Chief, no, Kiryu, I'll ask once more. You're not going to betray us, are you? I won't betray you. But? What? But I do plan to offer you a bit of entertainment. What do you mean? There are 3 reasons for my actions. The first is that I am unsatisfied by my work. Having to maintain 2 different faces, harboring so many secrets, and going along with everything quietly. The phrase, it is better to work for oneself than to work for others, for someone else, really resounds with me recently. It may be because of Kamijo, or possibly because of Yabu-san. What's the second reason? Tsuki. He's been constantly made to continue toiling away by the power of others without any choice in the matter. So now, I want to see him move on his own volition, using his own strength. What's he going to do when his puppeteer's strings are cut off? It's bound to be interesting, right? Why all of a sudden? That man is nothing but a hunting hound. Even now, we have him running around here and there to serve our own purposes. But as they say, once a nimble rabbit dies, the hunting dog is cooked. And as for the third reason, this is actually quite huge. It's because you're an eyesore. That's certainly pretty rude. Especially considering that I've served you faithfully all this time without question. That's it. That. All this time without question. I'm sick of it. I'd like to finally be free from having to see your face. Tetsuo Kiryu. In accordance with my own judgment as your observer, I'm eliminating you. In that case, as the chief of the Regional Adjustment Bureau, I'm adjusting you. Oh, wow. Wow, what the hell's going on? These two are actually at each other's throats. I have a feeling that one of them is actually... I feel like both of them have a different purpose, but they're not seeing eye to eye, and that's the problem right now. But I think the chief is doing that because I think he's trying to ruin the Adjustment Bureau due to the fact that he's seeing that his choices that he made weren't... I think the reason why he started going a little haywire was because... The chief going a little bit haywire was because he got the message loud and clear that he needs to die now, or at least try to get out of that position because of Haejima dying. I think Haejima didn't expect Tsuki-san to appear, and so it caused the plan to fall through for those two. So they needed to at least escape there without having to be caught up with the rest of the forces around the area, I guess. But it's really hard to tell who's actually on the good side and who's on the bad side, or who's on which side of the camps. Because we know Haejima and potentially the new Okiai syndicate is trying to follow like the steps of Kamui or Kuruizawa. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the case of the sorts, because... Or Kurumizawa? I can't remember his name. But yeah, like, it's just like everyone's in their own camps. They're all trusting no one, but also trusting someone. And I'm just like... Or they're sided with someone. Trust no one, side with someone. And it's just like kind of weird to me that everyone's having this sort of like tension, and now they're just kind of like breaking these tensions by causing people to either fight each other or try to kill each other. It's kind of interesting, but also weird at the same time, how they have placed each character in these predicaments so far. Anyways, but it is true that I wish Tsuki-san wasn't like being controlled. Like, reading off of what his characteristics been through, like all the stories that he's been through, Tsuki-san seems to be so out of control, and he cannot even control what his own destiny and fate is. And the problem is that he's following every order that any other person has given him, and he's never fell through with those plans. He's always followed through with them. And so that problem stems from him not being able to control his own nature of what he wants and what his desires are, or what his passion is. Anything. Like, nothing belongs to him. Everything is done for them. It's really sad to see Tsuki-san be this particular person or character in this world. And it's really... I'm actually noticing it now, but I just didn't think about it earlier because they didn't mention it until this particular part where the chief talked about it. Anyways. Guess I'm a bit early. It's fine. He'll be here soon. I'm guessing we're waiting for somebody. What Haejima said. What did he say? My role is finished. Yeah, I already read that. Now I just moved on towards 0. Yeah, we already read that. I'm not gonna reread it the way that the thing. It's just to reiterate whatever he's just said. 0. What does that mean? I'm thinking it's probably like a countdown or a particular plan phase, I think. Like one of the plans that they cooked up. Like it's a code name to the plan that they're making. I wonder what's happening with Osato right about now. How much does he actually know about himself? Or maybe he knows everything. If he came to the RA Bureau precisely because he knew everything, then he might be betrayed by him. Anyway, when we found Yabu-san's body, when I saw you get really, like, emotional, it felt really strange somehow. Was I getting that emotional? Yeah, you were. I always thought that you were sort of indifferent and cold when it came to life and death. Like, even when I die, I feel like you'd be like, oh, he died, huh? Live. Die. He and I both. How we live and how we die. I don't think we can move anyways. I don't even know why they had the option to move anyways. The sea breeze. It feels good. Sorry to disturb you on this fine evening with lovely sea breeze. Alright, how about you prepare yourself? I'm too tired to deal with your dumbass jokes. Maejima. Oh wait. I can't remember who Maejima was. I remember him from a different part of the story. I don't remember which one is exactly. Was it correctness? Come on. Don't be like that. Play along. Screw off. What the hell do you want anyway? Calling me out like this. I have to get back to the RA Brew. Huh? Aren't you on leave? It's over. Really? That was quick. Doesn't it suck? Your vacation's over. I wasn't having any fun, so it's fine by me. Oh. You know, don't you? I know. What a dick. Oh yeah, so there was something I wanted to talk to you about directly. That's why I called you out here. Oh yeah? So what do you want anyway? It's about Osato. Sent off to the lab. What happened to him? He's gone from the lab. What? What the hell didn't you say so from the beginning? I'm going to get to the bureau. Ah, wait. What? There's more. Osato didn't leave on his own volition. It looks like he was taken away. Was it Shigino? If so, then that son of a gun. Hold up. Calm down. There's still more. Calm down. What the f... While he was definitely taken away, there was a lot of really suspicious points here. When I first heard, I went to the lab, and I saw it with my own eyes. The lab guys getting all flustered, like, oh my god, you know? But the general vibe felt a bit too calm and collected. What do you mean? I'm saying it felt like this was something that they were expecting. They were expecting it? I borrowed one of their terminals and looked into Osato's file. I found his guard schedules. According to those, when it happened, the guards just happened to be pretty much off duty. So there was someone on the inside? No, I don't think it was exactly at that level. Huh, what do you mean? There were several points that gave me the impression that the whole lab was in on it. The whole lab? Yeah. On that day, they were scheduled to have a bunch of machines moved in and out, as well as a computer maintenance. On that scale, it couldn't have been just one or two people. They need cooperation and permission from up above. So that means, considering Osato's getting sent off to the lab? No, also considering his awakening as well. It all seems like it was planned. Planned by someone with a lot of power. Are you trying to say that the Postal Federation is behind this? Hey! We're on the same side here, right? If they have plans for Osato, why would they go so far out of their own way to do all this? Plus, to the Postal Federation, Osato was a guy they needed to protect. What's up? I gotta go. Wait. What the hell? Where are you going? I have to go see a doctor. What? Are you going to the hospital at this time of night? Not that hospital. This doctor is unlicensed. What do you need with an unlicensed doctor? I'm gonna have the recognition chip inside me removed. What? Why would you? I'm quitting this job. And I'm leaving the 25th ward. Huh? When I was checking things out on the lab, I just had this gut feeling that said danger, you know? Keep this up and something terrible is gonna happen. And while I was checking out the lab, I realized something. I'm being targeted. Are you for real? Don't you adjust me just because you're so into your job now? Oh, wait. What? It's not a question. Don't you adjust me just because you're so into your job now? No crap. This is different. Right now I'm tweaking the signal sent from my recognition chip. And if the cleaning department comes after me, I'm screwed. So I have to get rid of it now. But it's not as simple as just removing the chip. Actually, you'd be surprised at how far along civilian technology has come. Apparently, they can extract it. There have been successful examples. Successful examples. Examples. Crap. I gotta go. Running out of time. Hey, Maejima. You and we came up together, so I thought I'd say my proper goodbyes. That's what I called you out for. Maejima. I'll send you the materials I found on the Sato's case. Anyway, check them out and think real hard. I'm retiring here and now. I can't do this anymore. There's no doubt about it. I get in any deeper, and I'm dead. It's just like you to just be able to make an instant judgment call like that. What are you gonna do after you leave the 25th ward? No idea. Maybe I'll take advantage of the skills acquired from my previous job and work in garbage processing or something. You really mean actual garbage processing? I get the feeling you'd end up processing something else. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take off. Okay. I don't even know who read that. I'll take off. I didn't see it correctly. Haejima. You're really leaving the 25th ward, As for me... Yeah, because... Tsuki-san needs to make the call now. Like, it's either book it from the 25th ward, or stick around long enough to where... something's bad happens to him or the bureau that's gonna happen. Which I'm worried because I feel like Tsuki-san is gonna make a mistake and hurt himself if he's not careful. Nango. Hey, Tsuki. What are you doing here? Aren't you on leave? Should you really be here? Yeah, I was looking into Haejima. Haejima? Yeah. Anyway, Haejima's dead. Dead? Yeah, suicide. I see. So, anyway, I reported the results of my investigation to the chief, and he told me to come back. I'll give you the details later. Okay. Nango, about Osato disappearing from the lab. Yeah, about that. I just heard myself. I rushed back here with Mitsumoto. What's the situation? He's still missing. His ID signal has disappeared too. I see. Tsuki, you said the chief told you to come back? Yeah. So do you know where the chief is now? Huh? He's not here? Nope. I can't get a hold of Ichigaya either. Nango. Hey, how's it going? Nowhere to be found. Oh, hey, Tsuki. Hey. What happened to your leave? I'll fill you and Nango in later. Well, I was after Haejima and... It's okay. You can explain it later. Thanks. So you can find the chief or you can't find the chief or Ichigaya? Yeah, I've looked everywhere, but nothing. How about their ID signals? I'm about to check those. Okay, let's do it. I'm guessing they're gonna probably be in the office, though. I feel like they both are gravely wounded, but they're not dead. Maybe. Or they might have both died and the cleaning service came in and, like, literally cleared out their bodies and such. This is... They're gone. What? What does that mean exactly? No response. Anywhere within the 25th ward. I'll try linking with the external system and expanding the search area. The stuff Maejima said. How's it going? The Postal Federation. Nothing. No response at all. What? The hell's going on? What is going on with the chief? Tsuki. Any problems with the system? No. No problems have been detected. I see. Even if a person with an embedded transmitter dies, the signal continues being transmitted. So the fact that the signals disappeared... Nango, Mitsumoto. I'll explain. All of it. Oh, he's gonna tell him, like, what Maejima probably told him about, and Haejima as well. It's funny that the Haejima and Maejima both share the same sort of, like, naming style, but they just have a different change of a letter. Which is hilariously interesting for me. Smoking room. I'm guessing there's a Tsuki just smoking because he needed to take a break. And they've probably been in the office all night long, it seems. Huh. Tsuki. Yeah. Have you slept at all? Yeah. Sleeping and getting some rest is a must right now. You're right. Damn, it's already morning. No contact from the chief, nor response from his ship. Crap. Seriously. About what you told me yesterday about Maejima? Yeah. I saw a cleaning guy walk around earlier, so I tried talking to him. How was it? He mumbled something really evasively and scurried off. No doubt about it. The cleaners are aware of Maejima going to AWOL. I see. I actually heard about the unlicensed doctor from Maejima recently. Huh? I mean, at the time, it was just a rumor he'd mentioned. He had Shigino to deal with, so we weren't in any position to look into it. But it looks like the rumor was true. Nango, you don't think... Tsuki? Yeah? Our job was protecting the 25th ward from the shadows. Is protecting it. And providing the citizens with a smooth and safe lifestyle. So we're basically the administrators of the 25th ward. Yeah, you're right. But if this 25th ward lifestyle itself was just a farce, then what the hell are we doing? We'd have spent all this time working our asses off for a farce. It's a goddamn joke. But Nango, the feeling of accomplishment when carrying out adjustment. The concrete results you get in the form of a body. These are all definitely real. No farce about them. This is something that we as people have felt it with our own hands. Can know to be true, right? Yeah. But when I heard about Maejima, everything shook. Shook? If what Maejima said is true, then the Postal Federation is on the move without our knowledge. You get that right? The lab is being controlled by the Postal Federation. The internal collusion and string pulling couldn't be something we could take on. The chief and Ichigai disappearing? I feel like this must be connected too. We may have to been sold out by the chief. That? No way. Our whole life would change. That means that everything we've done and worked towards up to now would break down to. I believe that it was all non-fiction, but it turned out to all be bullcrap. Just fiction after all. Nango! Let's stop this. There's still a lot we don't have a clear handle on. Making arbitrary decisions like this based on theory is dangerous. Yeah. I think you may have convinced me. Sorry to be rude. It's fine. The whole thing with Osato, including his awakening, must have been done by Shikino. Yeah, I think so too. But for what? The first thing that comes to mind would be his lineage. I mean, the fact that Osato was an illegitimate child of Sundance. Oh yeah. Shigino and the frontier people must have some sort of connection. Or probably some kind of deal. But we still don't have any proof. So that means, yeah. Judging from his awakening, the element inside Osato is the target. If that's the case, then where did they get that information? The Postal Federation. That's possible. Shigino was involved with the police at one time, right? So he has at least some sort of connection to the government agencies. What do you think, Tsuki? Nothing, really. If that's true, no, even if it isn't, I'm gonna adjust him. The shadow that's followed me since my days with the Okiai Syndicate. I'm getting rid of it for good. Yeah. Cut your ties with the past, Tsuki. By the way, are the results from Haejima's place still not ready yet? It's already morning, so any time soon. Okay, let's go back. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what we come up with. Okay. This is probably where I'm going to probably take a stop for the episode, because we are going beyond the 30 minutes here, so it's whatever is good so far. Excuse me while I'm getting water in my system. I have not took a sip of water until now, just now. Woo! Save data 50. Excuse me. I choked on the water. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode of Nothing Minds. Hope you guys have a great, amazing day. Good night. Or whenever watching this. This is going to be it for me for now. I did read a lot of like Nango and freaking Tsuki. I'm not a fan of those two speaking together, because it's like killing my throat trying to get to those guys like perfectly fine, or reading them perfectly the way I wanted to. Oh, my throat. Okay, anyways, that's pretty much it for me in this episode, and in the next episode we'll continue seeing what the hell is going to happen next with the whole regional adjustment bureau. I can't remember if Maejima was from the HC unit or if he was just part of the ARB, which is this unit, this bureau. But I'm not entirely sure where he's from exactly. But he does. I do remember him in face and his name. I think he is from the HC unit, and he just came over to talk to Tsuki because they both kind of know each other to some capacity. So it makes sense that they were talking to each other in some sense. But everything is coming down very slowly, and it is probably building up to the results of the explosion and destruction of the 25th ward. So I'm assuming that by the end of this episode of the Moon over 25, we're going to see the destruction of the 25th ward somehow. We're going to somehow see that. And I think it's going to relate to correctness in some capacity later on. So we'll see if that's true. But yeah, other than that, that's it for me in this episode. I'm going to keep doing 25th ward as we go. Right now I'm just doing it slowly. I don't want to keep doing it in like big successions because it hurts my throat trying to read it all through one day. I know it's like it requires a lot more effort to it. Like, I want to put a lot of effort to the reading and not just half-ass it, like do like a country accent or some kind of accent, because I want it to stay true to the idea that they're in this one country, and like if there's any sort of like look that gives you this like country vibe in the pictures of the portraits of the characters, that's when I'll probably read them in that accent. But otherwise, it's hard for me to read them like normal, like I want to read them like normal. I try to read them like high pitch if it's a female, of course, higher pitch. If not higher pitch, then just like a little bit like very smooth and silk in the reading and the higher above. And then for most of the guys, of course, I don't want to all read them all in deep voice. But if they seem muscular, I do deep voices and stuff. But yeah, I want to commit to the voicing in general, overall, and you know, it's just fine that way. That's how I usually like to do it because I want to practice doing that sometimes. And for me, it's useful and in terms of like me explaining things if it's sounding like a person's voice or something. But yeah, other than that, that's it for me in this episode. I'm just rambling on for no reason at all at this point. But in the next episode, again, we'll continue with Tsuki and seeing how the 25th ward is going to do whatever it's doing. And after this one, we'll probably go back to correctness and finish up that episode, which is episode 6 probably, or part 6 of correctness. And then we'll go back to placebo and back to this on part 6 if there is a part 6 to this one. Yeah, other than that, that's it for me in this episode, and see you guys all in another episode or another video of mine. So, Roz!